Welcome to the Executive's View, the sports podcast where the stakes are high and the debates are fierce. Please welcome your host, Aaron Sirius Simmons, alongside co-host Barry DeVille and Jordan. Each week, we bring you into the boardroom where the elite minds of sports converge. From the gridiron strategies to the business behind the ball, we tackle the hard-hitting questions and give you an insider's perspective. So pull up a chair and join us at the table where champions are made and legends are born. This is the Executive's View. Let's get down to business.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Executive's View. This is the view from on top, man. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with the executives on a Tuesday night, and I do appreciate that. You guys know how I get down. If you see the show, share the show. We're all over the place. We're all over the place. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Spotify. We may pop over the red note here in a minute. We don't know what's going on, man, with the TikTok stuff, but we're doing big things in big places and definitely want to take everybody along for the journey. I don't do this by myself, man. I got a slew of brothers that are here ready to chop up everything around the world of sports. My co-host is in the building. Barry DeVille and Jordan was in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Villain, I need everybody to feel me with no hands. It was a great couple of days of sports. We're back at it, talking all things. I gotta listen. Prayers up to everybody in California and Los Angeles area. If you can help them in any way, shape, or form, please do so. It's a tragedy out there, but I hope everybody's doing good. Good to see you. What up?
What's up, man?
Yo, man, it is good to see Unc in the building. Let me go ahead and get him in here. Unc, what's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
I'm all right. Okay, I wasn't laughing at what Barry said. Somebody typed something in the chat at the same time he was saying that. So listen, I know I have no empathy and I'm heartless. I'm not that damn heartless, okay?
Only when it comes to me, right?
You're already doing it, man. You got me doing it, man. I got Mr. Jackson, aka LG, in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Hey, you know what? Hey, I couldn't. It wouldn't be a show if I ain't missing somebody. I had to miss with Sirius, man. You know, her Mike Tomlin. His name is Mr. Jackson. I'm gonna be Mr. Jackson tonight. Don't be trying to kick me out the show and boot me off or nothing either.
I'll tell you what, man. At some point in time, I'm gonna break down that debacle. But now is not that specific time, man. I definitely wanted to get in where everybody fit in, talking about the world of sports and kind of everything that took place over the weekend. I'm gonna start actually with Wild Card Weekend. It kind of played out a lot like how people thought it will play out. Outside of the Washington Commanders going down to Tampa Bay and dunking themselves into the next round. I'm not going to, speak about each specific game. I'm going to let you guys get in where you fit in. Villain, talk to me, man. Sitting back and watching football all weekend, man. Where's your head at? How you feel?
Shout out to the Commanders going into Tampa and getting a win. I mean, what a difference a year makes, right, guys? Like we talked about it, like how bad of an organization was being run in Washington. They were one of the laughing stocks. And I think I had sent you guys a video to see Magic Johnson and the new owner. His name escapes me. I apologize. If you have it, let me know. Talking about how they just, got the right people, they got the right coach and stepped out of the way. And then behind it, you saw a video of Jerry Jones talking about how he's, I didn't buy this for nobody. I bought this for myself. So, I mean, listen, they push all the right buttons. They got veteran leaders in there like Wagner. They drafted the right quarterback. They got a good coach. And it's a real big middle finger to Dan Snyder, to be honest with you, because he ran that organization to the ground for over 20 years. And, the Commander fans, I'm not a fan of them. I mean, I don't have anything personal against them, but obviously it's my division rival. But Washington being good and being relevant in football is what we grew up on. And everybody, it's football. So shout out to them. And guess what? Give credit to the Houston Texans, man. We talked about them last week about they were wounded. And even Rex Ryan coming out saying hey, listen, that's a layup. That's a bye week, and they came in and they handled business, and they put it on those boys from Los Angeles. So give them credit. Stroud played a really good game. That defense was flying. Mixon was running like out of his mind. So it was a good game all around. Listen, there was just some good games. The Eagles game was closer than I thought it would be. Saw a couple things that they need to clean up if they want to make a deep run. The Bills were the Bills. Shout out to the Denver Broncos, hell of a season that they had. So it was just really good football all around, man. And I'm here for it.
Josh Harris is the owner of the Commanders, the name that you were looking for.
Yes, thank you.
Honestly, for me, gentlemen, I'll go and then I'll throw this around and let you guys go. For me, outside of what took place on Saturday evening, it was a good watch for me. We all expected Buffalo to do what Buffalo did. Obviously, we expected Philly to win. I was very, very impressed with the Houston Texans team. I, for one, thought the Chargers were rolling at the right time. I figured they were going there and kind of, to borrow Rex Ryan, kick a wounded dog, if you will, because based off of the last month of the season, outside of Pittsburgh, no team has played worse other than the Houston Texans. We all have that stinker that they made on Christmas. Only getting 2 points and the whole non-playing the Baltimore Ravens in the back of our mind, and the offense wasn't moving the ball well. But the thing is, when your defense can turn an opponent over 4 and 5 times and get a couple pick sixes or whatnot, that's a recipe for success, especially when it comes to the single elimination tournament. So I tip my cap to the Houston Texans for what they were able to accomplish. Shocked a lot of people, messed up a lot of parlays, and stuff like that. As far as the other games, I felt the Eagles kind of got out the gate slow. I don't think they really was tested and pushed, if you will. I don't want to say playing with their food, but the Green Bay Packers just literally threw up all over themselves. I mean, we was in the group thread, and I swear to goodness, listening to Chandler go ham on the Green Bay Packers was definitely more entertaining than watching that stupid game.
Chandler was going to have to suit up after a minute, that receiver, right?
I tell you what, man. I mean, we always have to go down there and suit up in Philly because they were dropping like flies. They were committing penalties at wrong times. It was just a bad look all the way around. But obviously, the nightcap of Sunday, the Commanders going down to Tampa and just finding a way to get a win. And then if you look at how the Commanders have played as of late, it's been that style of football. Don't let go of the rope, bend but don't break, be opportunistic, get the odd-shaped ball to bounce your way late, and let your rookie quarterback, who doesn't know he's not supposed to do this, go and do this. And that's exactly what Jaden Daniels went out there and did. Obviously, I live here, and the city is going stupid. I never would have thought I would hear the day Washington Commanders fans screaming, "We want Detroit. We want Detroit." And you be careful what you ask for. That's a sleeping giant out there in Detroit, in the Motor City. So we'll see how that game shapes out. But I'm going to touch on the Steelers game for a second, and then I'm going to do a whole video about that here in a little bit because, believe me, I got a lot to say. Disappointed. Very disappointed. It's not the fact that we lost. It's not the fact that, our season comes to an end. It's in the manner in which we lost. There's a saying that we use a lot in sports that, says belt to butt. And if you look at how that game unfolded in M&T Bank Stadium on Saturday night, it was indeed belt to butt. As a matter of fact, they ran the ball 13 straight times and got in the end zone. We couldn't do nothing about it. And I hear a lot of people talking about Russ Wilson and the offense and whatever the case may be. My biggest issue was this. We spend the bulk of our financial allocation on defense, and every one of them to a man got punched in the mouth, got their pants dropped down, and they was running around M&T Bank Stadium bare butt, and we couldn't do nothing about it. And so there's a lot of soul searching that goes on. to after a loss like that. There's a lot of people looking in the mirror after a loss like that. A lot of us fans that supported this team and stuck by this team. There's a lot of questions that we have to answer. There's a lot of finger pointing going on across still a nation. This person needs to go. That person needs to go. It's your fault. It's that fault. And again, I'm gonna get into that because I'm gonna need more than just my allotted time here to dive into all of that. But very disappointed in how that weekend unfolded for us. CK, talk to me, my guy, man. Wildcard weekend is in the books, man. Where's your head?
I've been up for a few days because I'm going through the insomnia thing again. So if I start calling weird names, just let me know. What the hell was that? Oh, Green Bay. I don't know what the hell's going on with Green Bay when it comes to some of these games, especially this season. Now, I get that sophomore thing and with Jordan Love, they have tape on him now. So a lot of stuff he got away with in his rookie season he can't get away with. And I'm not really going to kill him because I remember Patrick Mahomes having to understand, and coming out and talking about the fact that he had to learn that everything couldn't be a home run. He went through a season where he threw a few more interceptions than he normally does. He was turning the ball over, and then the next season came back. It was short. Dink. He's only dinking and dunking because he learned to just take what the defense was giving him. That's kind of where Jordan Love is right now. He's in that spot where he has to go through an offseason and understand and come back and understand that he has to take what the defense is giving him because they're not giving him them deep shots anymore. They're not giving him the 50-50 balls anymore. So you're going to have to throw it to the dude that's standing right in front of you. I know it's only 3 yards, Jordan. I know it's only 3 yards, but it's 3 positive yards, bro. You know what I'm saying? You go 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards. Now it's 4th and 1. You see Aaron Jacobs up the middle. But they got to do better. And you know what? I'm going to be killing a lot of coaches tonight because Matt LaFleur, at some point, you could have run the ball a hell of a lot more than you did. This was a game because Philly was literally crap in the bed. Philly was literally crap in the bed in that first half. Y'all went into halftime. You had ample opportunity to take this game over. And instead of you being this creative wunderkind that we keep hearing about that you are, you did the same thing that clown Kevin O'Connell did in Minnesota, which is you kept 5-step drop, 5-step drop, 5-step drop. It'll get better. 5-step drop. It'll get better. No, it didn't get better. And you lost. And the fact that Josh Jacobs, right? Josh Jacobs was the only Packer who seemed to give a damn in that game, bothers the hell out of me. Those guys, the Packers look lazy, they look slow, they look uninterested in that game. They were hurt. It was like they had already presumed they were going to lose the game, so they just came out and said, well, we're here. You know, y'all go ahead and beat us so we can go ahead on the Cabo. The Washington game, I did pick the Commanders. So I wasn't surprised that Baker Mayfield fumbled because I can't stand Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield's a loser. I think Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles. You know how I feel about Todd Bowles. His teams will never win the game they're supposed to win. And right on.
Is he on a Shanahan? Is he on a Shanahan level?
No. I hate Todd Bowles. Remember, Todd Bowles was a Jets coach, okay? And I watched him throwaway seasons with the Jets when teams could have won.
It was his first year.
Listen, Todd Bowles teams never win the games they're supposed to win, as evidenced by this weekend, as evidenced by last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. So Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield are a matched pair because they're choking dogs. They will always swallow the peach pit. Always. Who else we got? The Rams game last night, Kevin O'Connell. Seriously? Your offensive line can't hold up, Kevin O'Connell. It's the middle of the second quarter. Sam Darnold's eyes is this wide, like on that Monday night game where he said, I was seeing ghosts. I saw Casper.
I remember that.
And you kept calling 5 and 7-step drop. You never brought anybody to try to chip either end. You never kept the tight end to block. You never went heavy. You You threw the ball 44 damn times. Why are you throwing the ball 44 times when your quarterback is dirting it at people's feet 2 feet away because he's so scared to get hit? He looked like Aaron Rodgers this year. Oh my God, I can't take this.
But they couldn't run the ball to save their life neither, so I don't know what they were going to do.
You don't keep calling 5 and 7 step drops. You can't keep calling 5. You can't throw the ball 44 times. When your quarterback is scared to throw the ball, and then when he does throw the ball, he's throwing it to the other team. You're supposed to be an offensive genius. You coach with Sean McVay, because anyone who coaches with Sean McVay, they're geniuses. We must hire them. How'd that work out for all the Sean McVay lovers? The only guy who won was Sean McVay.
Sean McVay won.
He won, but all his sycophants, all his acolytes. Okay,
he said acolytes.
Lost.
I love you, McVay.
He may not get the reference.
You know what? And all
I don't get the reference.
I'm gonna say this about Pittsburgh, man, is that the organization has some serious soul searching to do. The organization, the ownership, they have soul searching to do because they need to decide what they're going to be. Because listen, 80 games over the past 10 years, I was a dyed-in-the-wool Jets fan. I would kill for that. I don't give a damn about the playoff wins. Give me 80 wins over the past 10 years. I'm lucky if we got 30 wins over the past 10 years. Okay? There's a whole lot of organizations who will kill for that. And they say, but it's about Super Bowl. Okay, yeah, that's all well and good, bro. You won 80 games the past 10 years. Okay, Steelers fans, miss me with all your pissing and moaning. Miss me with that. But if you're going to criticize anything, and Larry's going to be the only one to bring up Russ, so we'll just let him do that because he just can't stand Russell Wilson. I don't know what Russ did. He didn't sign his autograph. He can send him a jersey.
No, you're not talking.
Okay,
you can't say the word Shanahan without getting triggered. Come on,
that's a whole other. That's I ain't but anyway, the organization needs to figure out what direction they're gonna go, and they need to do it before Art Rooney dies. Yeah, because we've seen what happens when the elder statesman dies and the kids take over, and then it's a crap show. But they need to make some decisions on what they're going to do offensively. And let me say this last thing. Deontay Johnson, oh, my God, you're a dumbass. Oh, my God, Deontay Johnson. Seriously, bro? Seriously. You were on 3 teams that had a chance to make the playoffs. One of them on the road to a Super Bowl, and you got cut 3 times because you just couldn't shut up and be like, hey, I'm happy to be here. No, I must be the number 1 receiver. I need 17 targets. Bro, you're a bum, and you're going to be out the league next year.
But see, this is the problem, and I agree with you. I feel like it's a front office problem in Pittsburgh because look at, I'm a Giants fan, and I would kill to be in the Pittsburgh Steelers shoes, right? Be in the playoffs, have a winning record, right? But look at the players that they bring in here, right? The defensive players I don't really have much of a problem with, and Sirius can talk more about it because, that's his squad. But look at the characters that you bring in and have to try to reel in. You have Tomlin having to reel these guys in. Like at some point you got to say, you know what? It's not you, it's me. Like I keep missing the mark on these prima donna receivers and bringing them in here. You know what I mean? Like you got to get you're right. The offense is the big problem. And what is your identity? How are you trying to fix this? Who's going to lead the charge in what the type of personnel you want in there? You know what I mean? So I totally agree with you, but like really, it's like saying Renham spoons when you say Shanahan. Yeah.
Renham spoons. Renham spoons.
Russell Wilson for Mr. Jackson and Shanahan for Chandler is Renham spoons.
Well, speaking of, before I go to him, man, Steve is here, but his photo ain't working today. So, Coach, what's going on, my guy? How we doing? Welcome to the show, man. Wild card weekend turned out pretty good for your Houston Texans, man. Talk to me about it and anything else that's on your mind.
Yeah, I mean, you can't mention what happened this weekend without first mentioning the Texans finding a way to win, despite what everybody else thought. And again, I'm not gonna spend too much time on the Texans because I mean, honestly, um, it's the 4:30 Saturday wild card weekend slot. The Texans are unbeatable in that slot. You know what I'm saying? So that's what people don't realize, that is the traditional Texan spot, and they are unbeatable. I think they have been in that 4:30 slot like 8 times, and they've only lost like once or twice, which is like crazy to think.
Mm.
But to kind of go back on what you guys talked about toward the end here, I mean, the Steelers aren't my squad, but I live in Pittsburgh, so I hear a lot of chatter, and I live amongst these people, and I look. I'm here. I live in Pittsburgh. I've lived in Pittsburgh for the last decade and a half. So I mean, I think I have the right to talk about the Steelers because I live here. So you can't serve two masters. And what the Steelers try to do is they try to appease to the city a lot. And that is like a lot of people in this city, when you say still a football, it's defense, it's run the ball, it's that old school, we gotta play still a football. We gotta play still a football. And what's going on now is, I mean, it's not Steeler football. The Steelers the Steelers that we all know and love. It was, again, it's like running the ball, and running the ball some more tough defense. And the Steelers aren't very good at running the ball. Their running attack leaves a lot to be desired. And the defense, again, a team that spends most of their money on defense, that was a bad showing by the defense in Baltimore. I feel like everybody here, Sirius included, look, something needs to change.
Mhm.
The way things are going aren't acceptable for people here in Pittsburgh. The natives are getting restless. And look, I'll talk about the elephant in the room. And a lot of people are trying to avoid it. But Mike Tomlin is employed by the Roonies. The reason why minority hires get a shot in the NFL is because of the Rooney rule. I feel like a lot of that is the reason why Mike Tomlin is still the coach. But I mean, that's a different topic for a different day, because it's like the damn rule is named after the family that owns the team, and it looked crazy, because then I feel like they would be pressured to then replace Mike Tomlin with another minority coach, even if that's not the the road that they want to go down. But like I said, that's a different story for a different day. I might have to hop on the Steelers show to talk about that. Um, but I love the Commanders. Love what they're doing. I love the excitement. A lot of people are like, oh, well, they just want to play off. It's like, no, these are the old Redskins, now Commanders. It's like, this is a look. I know I got some NFC East fan on the show, but it's like the Commanders franchise is a proud franchise. It is a
Right.
franchise deeply rooted in history, and
Yeah,
when
it's
they
fun.
are when they are better, things are good. I love seeing the Commanders mean something. I love seeing that franchise actually matter.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it at that. The Bucks, of course, like Mike Evans and Lattimore is always worth the price of admission. Love watching love watching those two go at it. That was fun. I mean, of course,
Mhm.
like Baker Mayfield, again, no love lost for him for me. I think I might hate him a little bit more than Unc does. But I'm not gonna spend too much time on that loser. So Green Bay, Philadelphia, it was such a boring game.
Yes.
I actually,
Yeah.
I full disclosure, I took a nap, and I woke up, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? I was like, okay, I guess Philly got it. So like I said, I won't spend too much time on that game either. Um, I tell you one thing though, you can never underestimate the power of, you know, let's go win one for the Gipper, so to speak. I mean, and that's what the Vikings ran into last night. I'm sorry. It's like, I think the Rams are a good football team, but let's not ignore the fact that the Rams are not playing for something bigger than them. They feel like they're playing for a city. You know, no, they feel like if they can win football games, it'll make people for a little bit forget about just the devastation and the terrible things that happened out in LA. So I felt like the last time I felt like that for a football game was the first game in the Superdome after Katrina. It was like the Falcons didn't stand a chance. I remember that game, and then Steve Gleason blocked that punt, and the game was over. You know, the game wasn't over, but it was over. And I feel like when you have things like this, I mean, you know, I went through it with my team, like the Astros. The Astros felt like after Hurricane Harvey, they were playing for the city. You know, they had to play for, they had to play for everybody to try to keep their minds off of like the devastation from the flood, from the hurricane and stuff like that. So never underestimate the power of a team playing for something bigger than themselves. So I feel like they kind of propelled the Rams to that, and Sam Darnold being absolute garbage last night too. That had a lot to do with it too. Um, I liked Wild Card Weekend as a whole, but
Mhm.
boys, now we got the best weekend of football ahead of us, the divisional round. So can't wait. But like Wild Card Weekend was great. Like I said, Texans won. Not looking forward to next week too much. But like, hey, I'm gonna enjoy this win for a couple more days before we go on to Kansas City.
Right, right. Well, you know what? It's gonna be fun to kind of see it all pan out, man. Larry, man, talk to me, my guy. Wild card weekend. It felt weird without your boy sitting there, but
I mean,
injury
shit
bug
happens.
bit you on the behind. So talk to me, man. How you feel?
I mean, stuff happens, brother. We gotta take our yearly sabbatical every 8 years or something. But I'm gonna start like this, man. That Texas game, Steve, I gotta give them their props, bro. I was torn on that game because I'm a Niners fan, so I got love for Harbaugh, bro. And I'm like, I got love for the Texans, but I got love for Harbaugh too. So of course I'm gonna always side with my Texans and be like, yo, I want them to win. But I like what Harbaugh's building. I like what he's building out there, but I like what D'Amico's building too. And like that defense, oh my God, they kept them in the game. And I literally been joking with people that are Texans fans and telling them like for the Texans, they draft need to be like guard, center, guard, tackle, guard, trade up, get another guard, sign a tackle.
Yep, yep, for sure, for sure.
The,
That's not even a joke. Yeah.
it's not a joke, dude. If you look at some of the plays that CJ made, he was literally running from his life from snap. From snap. CJ, to be honest with you, I know we talk about Jaden and Jaden having an amazing rookie season, and we talked about how Jordan Love struggling through his second season. The problem with CJ is not that he's struggling through a second season. He literally is running for his effing life
Mhm.
every time he snaps the ball. He has
Yeah.
receivers that you never even heard of their name, and he's turning them into looking like they're Pro Bowlers, running for his life. And so I'm gonna get a hats off to them. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that Vikings game. I'm like Steve said, yeah, the Rams, they were playing for something bigger than that. The Vikings, I did not like the game plan they came in with. They basically look like they came in with the same plan that they ran last week against the Lions, and the Lions beat them. It didn't look like they came in trying to do anything other than what they have been doing. Um, I will say this about that Commanders game. I'm not a Bucks fan. I'm a Mike Evans fan. I love Mike Evans. But Jaden, oh my God, bro. Do not get that ball. Do not get them the ball and they gotta go win the game. Like that doink, I was like, that's so fitting. To end the game on the doink and you win the game. Like that is so fitting. And like Steve, like you said, the Redskins, like, dude, we all around the same age. If you play Tecmo Ball with the Redskins, bro, that team was good, bro. That team was good. So like the Redskins, they've I know they changed their name, but then when you look back, they had not won a playoff game since 2005.
Mhm.
We're in 2025. There's literally some grown ass kids running around here and have never seen that team win a game. So hey, I'm gonna give it to them. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. I know people saying, you go ahead and write them off against the Lions. I'm
Nope.
not writing them off. I'm not writing them
Oh
off.
no, no, no
The
way.
Lions, the Lions, yeah, they look like world beaters, but you know how you stop an offense like that? You keep their ass on the sideline.
They got
And
their
if you
horses to do it.
And if you
Yeah.
watch that Bucks game, it was like the Bucks had the ball for like 30 minutes. I mean, the Bucks had the ball for like 7 minutes, and Redskin had it for like 32 minutes. You know how you stop that Lions offense? You have them having the ball for 7 minutes. Yeah,
Yep. They can't score from the
so
sideline.
can't score from the side. That's hey, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna get to that. But like that Packers game, I always said like this. I'm not a fan of resting your players the last game of the season. Let them play, even if it's a quarter. Treat it like that preseason game. But there was a lot of rust, a whole lot of rust on Jalen Hurts. A lot of rust on Jalen Hurts. A lot of you saw them, like making plays that they typically would make. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, not making plays that they typically would make. And on a, which kind of, they were just walking dead. Like every 5 minutes, it was like you cut into something, and the Packers, they just not playing. What somebody was getting hurt, not playing. But the most egregious thing out of that game that I took was they went into that game, and if y'all remember the game last year when they went into Dallas and literally beat the crap out of them, they had Watson. They had all their young receivers. You did not have Watson, and it looked like you came in with the same game plan like you had Watson. And because you notice Jordan Love kept taking deep shots, and I'm like, it's not open, dude. Why are you keep taking deep shots and it's not open? Your deep threat is Watson. And I get it. You have other guys who can fill that role, but they're not Watson. So, don't come in with the same game plan as you had. I ain't even gonna talk about that Bills game, dude. The Buffalo just taking boys to the wood chipper right now, and they ran into a buzzsaw, bro. Hey, real talk. Because every time you would even think the Broncos were doing something, it was like, yeah, and that was a catch, bro. That was a catch. That was a fucking amazing catch, dude.
No, it wasn't.
One knee,
No, it wasn't.
is 2 feet, man. One knee.
That wasn't a catch, but I mean, they gave it to him. I mean, Ty Johnson made one hell of a play on the football. He and I think the refs missed it.
What?
There was an interception last night. That was the exact same thing, and they said it wasn't an interception.
Well, you know what I'm saying with it? It's
that play didn't cause the Broncos to lose. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But to Larry's point,
yeah,
that was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, they ran into a buzzsaw.
Yeah,
and it was. I'm like this. That catch to me looked like one of those calls where the refs say, "Is it inconclusive that he didn't catch it?"
Right.
Keep the call on the field, and the call on the field was a touchdown. But yeah, they just ran into a buzzsaw. I got on my Mr. Jackson today, and I'm just gonna say this about that Steelers in Wisconsin game. Y'all remember the late great Dennis Green? You know what he said? They are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. And when I'm saying it, I'm speaking about the Ravens. They are who they thought they were. Who the Steelers thought they were, dude. They literally Lamar Jackson damn near had 100 yards and Derrick Henry damn near had 200. The two players damn near had 300 yards rushing against them. That team is known for running the ball. And they didn't have Zay Jones. So what do you think that they're going to do when coming into that game? They're going to try to run that ball down your throat. And that's literally what I saw them doing. Running that ball down your throat. And I get it. Chandler's called me a Russell Wilson hater. I'm not a Russell Wilson hater. I just know who the guy is. I saw him for 12 years, 2-3 games every year. I knew Russ was going to have a good game because the Ravens, their pass defense been sucking ass all year. I knew he was going to have a decent game. But you know what you get with Russ? Russ had four sacks for 19 yards. And 3 of them was at critical moments. Dude, the pass before he hit series, I know you was watching it. The pass when they was like on the goal line, the pass before that, what he did, he threw it in the ground. Russ throws a lot, and Chandler missing a pass and it hits the ground is different between throwing it in the ground. Russ throws balls into the ground.
Yeah, Russ is the reason they gave up 300 yards rushing. It's all Russ. So you keep coming back to Russ.
I literally
They
just
gave
said
up
it's not
300 yards rushing. Why are we talking about Russell Wilson?
Because he's
Venom
the
spoons.
He's the quarterback. He's the quarterback, bro.
You can't do nothing if your defense gives up 300 yards of rushing, bro.
You keep him in the game. You keep him in the game. You keep him in the game, bro. Like I'm just saying, these are the bad.
Game. Otherwise, it would have been a 60-point loss.
This is the things that you get from Russ.
That is what you get.
It's Russell Wilson's fault. They gave up 300 yards rushing.
No, nobody said that. But Russ ain't win you the game either.
He's got one receiver who drops every other ball. Pat Fryermuth can't catch a damn cold. Man, come on, son.
No, you know what it is, though?
Okay, all right.
What I don't like is that, Russ did everything to protect Pickens, and Pickens, like, at every turn, just gives him his ass to kiss. That's what I do.
But you know what else? You know what? Hey, I'm going to just say this. Me and Sirius has had these conversations. And Sirius, will you agree with me or not agree with me when I say what you get from Russ and what you don't get from Russ?
What do you mean?
Man, I'll tell you his pros and his cons.
Yeah. We had that conversation.
You get his pros and his cons, bro. And his pros and his cons is not enough to offset all the other stuff that's wrong with your offense. The fact of the matter is, and I'm not turning this into a Steelers show. The fact of the matter, I've been on this show and I've said it a million times. The Steelers want to run the ball, right? Najee, 17 yards, bro.
Yeah,
17.
And what did Jalen Warren get? 3?
3. It's not all Russ, but Russ is not the quarterback to overcome all of that.
Yeah, we all know that. But we all know that.
Overcome all that. He's an addition to the problem. He's not going to overcome all that. But you cannot have your running back getting you 17 yards, point blank. That's not going to happen. Not in no playoff game. That's not going to happen. So, Riddle Spoons. Hey, Riddle Spoons. Hey, we being triggered, man. Hey, look. So and I feel bad because I love Mike Tomlin. But when you watch those games, you can see the differences in the two franchises, right? That's what I took out of it. Lamar's been getting killed. Lamar ain't showing up in the playoffs. Lamar's doing this. And every time everybody was saying, because everything falls on Lamar, they said, you know what? F this. We go and get Lamar, Derrick Henry. And that was the biggest takeaway from that game that I really, really saw. It was like he needed Robin.
The burden's not on him, right?
No,
like LG, the burden's not.
He didn't even have his top receiver, and he still was super efficient. He didn't even throw the ball that much, but he was super efficient when he did throw it. They ran the ball and came out with the win. And Sirius, don't get mad at me, bro. That game should have been way worse than what the score came out to.
I felt like they let off the gas a little bit in the
second
half.
A little bit.
That's what I kind of felt.
Yeah.
And honestly, LG, like, I think what we're not giving Lamar credit for is he's got 2 MVP seasons, and I think this is his best season.
Yep.
Hands down. This has been.
He needs to win it this year. He needs to win this year.
I think he won't because of the Jordan effect, right? Jordan's the best player in the game that didn't get MVPs, and I feel like Lamar is going to be in that category. What is his number? Serious 41 touchdowns, passing touchdowns, and
41 and 4.
41 and 4. And they're going to try their damnedest to give it to Josh Allen, who's having a really good season.
Especially if the Bills beat the Ravens this weekend, then they're going to give it to Josh.
I think this game determines the MVP. To be honest,
he's going to run into that. He going like you say, he going to run into that Jordan effect where they gave it to Barkley that one year, but it was like, oh no, Jordan was killing it. But
and Lamar's going to take it personally.
He's going to take it personally,
tomorrow. But we all know that they're gonna hold their damn balance till after this game. I don't care what nobody say.
I feel like they almost need to because the race is that.
No,
close
they don't.
that
No, they don't. No, they don't.
It's a regular season award.
This is the regular season award. Right. Lamar Jackson has outplayed everybody playing the quarterback position this year, and if they're not going to give it to Saquon Barkley, who they should, then Lamar Jackson, unfortunately, it should be the MVP, but they're going to give it
Blame
to
that
Josh
on Rick
Allen.
Sirianni.
Barkley got taken out of the MVP race when his coach decided not to let him go for the record. You know what I mean?
It was a smart move.
Barkley had a part in that.
No, it wasn't. I really don't feel like it was a smart move because Barkley wanted to play. He wanted to play.
Didn't?
No, he didn't.
No, he said
yes,
he did. It's up to the coach. He said it's up to the coach. But
yeah, he's like he said it. He's like, listen, I wanted to play, but it's up to the coaches, and they made the decision.
I mean, I hate to say it like this, serious. He probably would have scored 100 yards rushing in the first quarter against your Giants,
and you could have taken him out,
and they would have been done. It would have been done. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but you could see even Saquon was rusty that first half. Saquon was rusty. He was missing some holes.
Yeah,
he hadn't played in like a week. But yeah, dude. So. That was my take on that game. But you know what? I'm gonna wrap up my weekend take, right? Y'all, when is the last time we seen a playoff series and we seen 3 grown men runs, 3 grown men in the building?
Man,
Derrick Henry, hey, you do that to Michael Fitzpatrick, bro. That's a grown man run, dude. What Dallas Goedert did, you still that
twice.
3 times.
Yeah.
No, he hit him 3 stiff on 3. And then on top of that, you top it off with the Josh Jacobs run.
Whoa.
That was we were talking about that. Bro, that was a hell of a run.
They literally grabbing this dude, his undershirt. He's still like, nah, keep going. You better hang on. Like, bro, dude, when is the last time we seen in the playoffs 3 grown men runs in the playoffs?
In the first
like,
weekend.
Bro, hey, that was the best thing out of the whole weekend to me, man. I was just like, man, these dudes is playing smash mouth. Hey, put your big boy pants on football, man. I love that.
And I love the fact that honestly, they add the extra team in both conference. Now you get games. 6 games in the first weekend, right? So you get the 2 on the Saturday, you get the 3 on the Sunday, and you get the Monday night game. I like the setup. I really think it's done wonders for football. Prime Video got one of the games. I think ABC gets their game, they get their send off. So I think it's a good setup. But like you guys are right. I want to kind of double click on that Packer game, right? Like the first, if it wasn't for that turnover, it's a much closer game. Like that turnover on the kick return to start the game, and then
wasn't a turnover, by the way.
Yeah, he got the ball. He got the ball back.
Yeah, that you're absolutely right, Chan. I think we had said it in the chat too. It was like it wasn't a turnover, and that it gave the Eagles a little bit of a spark. Obviously, they took the lead, and then like. To Coach's point, like it was really kind of like a game, right? It was just a meh game. Like nothing really happened, but Jordan Love, he's got to be able to that helter skelter. He's got to do better. He's got to protect the ball. He's in, his weapons went down as the game progressed, but I felt like it started and stopped with him, and the Packer defense did everything in their power to keep them in that game.
Yeah,
the offense didn't do them any favors. So
they lost so many players on both sides of the ball in that game. It was freaking ridiculous. Like every play was a Packer coming off the field.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you were talking about how they should have ran the ball more, but then even Josh Jacobs went down eventually, right? Like, it was a war of attrition that they just weren't winning. So, I don't know if we're gonna flip the page. Series to next week, but there's going to be some really good games. It's really going to be exciting to see.
Texans, I'm telling y'all now, I think the Texans beat the Chiefs. If that defensive line plays like they played, and by the way, we know the Chiefs have a problem at left tackle. Willie Anderson might have 10 sacks by his damn self.
He better. That's the only way that they're going to get him.
If he doesn't, it's going to be bombs away because Nuke is back. They got Hollywood Brown back. They still got Kels.
Yeah, but we know Hollywood Brown likes to drop balls. We saw that in Baltimore. We saw it in Arizona. So I understand what y'all saying, but it's still a lot of guys on that Kansas City Chiefs and them whiteouts outside of
Hopkins.
No.
Xavier,
the tight end.
Oh,
Kelsey that like to drop balls. They still got a lot of guys that like to drop balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
it's gonna be fun. We'll break those games down next week. I wanted to talk about this a couple weeks ago, and we never got around to it. I'm gonna spin around basketball really quickly, man. This whole thing with Jimmy Butler is getting messy by the second. Team suspended him. He came back today. He reiterated that he wants to be traded. He and Pat Riley couldn't have a kumbaya moment. How does this thing end, my guy? Chandler, I'll start with you, man. Where on the world does Jimmy play the remainder of this year?
You know what? I've been trying to figure it out because honestly, there's no way for him to go with that contract. Where's he gonna go? And I know they keep talking about the Golden State Warriors. I can't see it. The two teams that could afford him are teams that he ain't gonna want to go to. But I think he could really help. And that's y'all got the picture up there, the Rockets and the Pistons. Those are two teams that he could help push over the hump. Because I was seeing that score that Rocky game last night. Yeah, they came back and won, but they should have been down that damn much to the Grizzlies in that game last night. Okay.
We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. Believe me. I'm
don't
saying that tomorrow.
understand. See, here's what Pat Riley is at a point, man, where he's kind of unfortunately too set in his ways. He brought in a dude that's exactly like him. It was inevitable that they weren't going to get along because Jimmy Butler, again, I'm old enough to remember Pat Riley, the player. Okay. Pat Riley, the player, was just like Jimmy Butler. He was a dude who never backed down, who going to get in your face and go, listen, he going to fight you. He going to defend you from the time you get off the bus on your way to change your clothes, when you go to take a leak, all right, at halftime when you're trying to get something to eat. Jimmy Butler going to be in your face. Or Pat Riley's going to be in your face, so is Jimmy Butler. They're the same person. So once Pat Riley said what he said last offseason about Jimmy Butler, I knew it was a wrap. Because he should have said that to Jimmy in his face. He never should have said that at that press conference. Never should have said it. But where's Jimmy go? I don't see a fit with Golden State. I know that's what everybody says. I don't see the fit. I don't see the fit. And then look at what they're going to have to mortgage to get him.
Right.
The Pistons, honestly, are the best fit because they have enough young talent they can afford to spare, and they have the salary cap space. But he better not go to Sacramento because that's a losing proposition. That ownership group and that GM is a clown. All right.
I don't want him in Houston. But
what I'm saying is the only places where you honestly could see it being a real fit financially without somebody having to basically destroy their team, those are only two teams. I can't say he's not going to work in Dallas because he's going to beat up punch Luka square in the face. We remember how it went in Minnesota. All right.
Yep.
Bad body Luka coming in with his cigarettes and his beer, talking, man, I ain't got to train and I ain't got to practice. He going to punch Luka in the face. So to me, I like to see him on the Pistons because I think he makes the Pistons. I think he takes the Pistons to the second round of the playoffs.
So here's the thing. Like, I like the Pistons idea, but ultimately the Pistons are playing so well right now. I don't want Jimmy Butler's energy to come in there and mess that up.
But I kind of feel like they need that alpha, though. They need that guy.
I mean, Cade is doing this thing. I mean, yeah, you need a guy like Jimmy Butler. I mean, I think every team needs a guy like Jimmy Butler, but the problem with Jimmy Butler is, like, to CK's point, Pat Riley, not everybody can be a dog. And the thing is, I don't think he and Draymond is going to work in Golden State because he and Draymond is going to fight the whole damn practice. That's going to be you thought Jordan Poole was bad. Yeah, that ain't going to work. And again, I don't want him in Houston. I got a young squad that's second in the West right now, which again, I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow, but that's crazy. So I don't want him in Houston. I kind of want to see him in Dallas because I want to see Dallas implode. So for my own, Mavericks hatred, seeing him in Dallas is good. But to be honest with you, gentlemen, to keep everything a buck, I don't think he gets moved. I don't think he gets. Again, you have to, but if the numbers don't work, I just don't see a team willing to gut their core and move what they need to move in order to make the numbers and everything match up.
Then you got to
And
suspend them for the rest of the year. Then you got to send them home.
then again, and I think that's the direction that Pat Riley and Spo and all these guys ultimately have to go into, because like it's too damn messy at this point for him to be on the team, and the numbers just don't match up with the other teams in the league to take on such a deal without them doing more damage to themselves. And again, like a team like the Rockets, a team like the Pistons, um, some other teams that are young and building, and Orlando is another team that I got that thrown out there.
No, you keep him
Um,
away from my beautiful baby boys. You keep him
I,
away.
see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So there are so many baby boy teams to our coaches, term that it's just too damn messy. So I think they send him home and he doesn't play another down, another minute in the league this year, and this off
That,
season
that would
they
be
figure
ugly,
out.
bro. That
It,
would
it,
be
it,
ugly.
it's going to get ugly. So sometimes some breakups are ugly, and I think this is one that's just going to be messy. I mean, and the sad part about it is, if you look at how he has left every organization
Same
that he's
way.
been a part of,
Yep.
it's
Hmm.
been
Yeah.
just like this. And
That's the problem.
so the next team that he eventually plays, because I mean the brother can still play, I give him that. And if a team can pick him up on the cheap without having to mortgage their team to go get him, he's going to get some phone calls and he's going to sign this offseason. But you got to keep in mind that some of these organizations, when this goes south, it doesn't go to Texas, it goes to hell south
Yeah.
quickly. You know what I'm saying? Coach, talk to me, my man. Obviously Orlando is out the mix for you, and as Rockets fans, we'll talk about it tomorrow on the first episode of the Launch Pad. Check it out, 9 o'clock. Same as plug. Be in the building. We about to talk. We about to talk.
Yes,
But
sir. Yes, sir.
anyways, and we don't want them on the Rockets. What's going on with Jimmy Butler, man?
So my thing with Jimmy Butler is this. So it's a situation where I don't know. You see a team like Denver where it could work in Denver because then it's like what he does is he does a lot of things. He brings some defense, something that like he would mesh in well because like he's a defense guy. He'll play defense and they like to play defense. He probably now they had their little dust up in the finals, but that's probably that might be water under the bridge, hopefully. Um I don't know. But like I could see, but I could see him working in Denver as like the edge, and I always feel like the Nuggets don't have that edge. They don't have that guy, and I feel like he would be all right. He could be that guy out there. I think him and Malone
Don't
would be like
speak
best
that
friends.
evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Him and Westbrook would really got in a fight as soon as he got off the plane.
Yeah, I
I
mean
love
Russ
y'all.
can Russ can be dealt with. You know what I'm saying? And by dealt with, I mean like shown the door. But like because he'd probably end up
And you
in
can't.
Miami.
You can.
In any kind of trade, he'd probably end up in Miami. They'd probably be like, "Look, Russ, you want to go to Miami? Bye." Like, but
But he's actually
I,
playing well in Denver,
He's
man. Like,
he's, he's
Yeah.
playing really well right
yeah,
now
he's
in
doing well.
Denver.
Yeah, he's doing well. But I mean, my uncle always tell me if you want to make an omelet, you got to crack some eggs. So it's like somebody has to move, something has to go, and you have to give a team something in return. That's why Pat Riley just wants to go to these teams and say, okay, here's Jimmy Butler, who is a malcontent, who probably doesn't want to play for your team anyway, and then we want 3 first-round picks, we want your best young player, and we want some other stuff too. And that's not how it's gonna work.
No.
I agree with Sirius. I don't know what the date is. I was trying to find it earlier actually to bring it up on the show. Because it's funny that you mentioned this because I was gonna bring it up on the launch pad tomorrow night, but like now I guess no need to talk about it tomorrow. But we'll talk about it today. But I was trying to see what the date is. There's a date in which like a player can't play for a playoff team after a certain date of the season or whatever like that. And then that is the day in which the Heat will give Jimmy Butler his walking papers, because Pat Riley is spiteful and this is a mean, nasty breakup. And I feel like they won't tell him to go home. They'll keep him on like the DNP. They'll tell him to stay home, and then they'll release him like on March 13th or March 15th, whatever that date, whatever that date is, that if you release somebody they're not eligible to play for a playoff team, that's the day they'll release them.
Bro, that's petty. That, and I can see Riley doing that. You're right. That is so petty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't. Okay, I can't say that because I'm a Pisces and I'm very, very petty. But when it comes to this type of thing, I don't like the pettiness mindset, because I definitely feel as though each individual should be eligible to do what they need to do to better and further their career. But when you're a malcontent and a total cornball, yeah, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And this is gonna be interesting. Larry, man, talk to me, my guy, man. Jimmy Buckets, man, is heading for a nasty, nasty, nasty breakup, man. Where's your head?
Dude, so I'm gonna go different than y'all. Yeah, like I mean,
As,
Jimmy
as per
Butler.
usual. As per usual.
Yeah, I'm gonna go different. I'm gonna go different because somebody like a Pat Riley, you know what they hate. What they hate more than screwing somebody over, giving up somebody for nothing, and getting nothing in return for somebody and cutting him. Right? You know why I think Jimmy Butler gonna end up at? I think he's gonna end up on the Nets.
Why would he end up on the Nets?
Because the Nets can say, you know what?
Oh, the Nets.
The Nets. Nets. Because
Brooklyn.
They can say Brooklyn. Because you know what they got over there?
Rhythm spoons.
Another malcontent that they want to get off of their goddamn roster. And
Ben Simmons?
Hey, he ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do that.
Ben Simmons is not a malcontent, number one, and number two, the Nets are tanking. You can't. They don't want Jimmy Butler because they're tanking.
But they can.
Yeah, he might mess around and win some games.
But listen to me out. They can in turn flip Jimmy for picks that they want, but they can also trade Pat and say, Pat, look, we'll throw in something for you. You can take on Ben's expiring contract, and that's why I could see Jimmy. We say they go there for a cup of coffee. He's gonna be there about 3 games, and then they're gonna be like, you know what? We had Jimmy. We trading him to some other team for 3 first-round draft picks. Because the thing about Jimmy Butler is not the fact that he has the talent, but Jimmy Butler's 35. Jimmy Butler ain't played no full season in, I don't know, since Chicago. And I can see a team saying, you know what? He's 35. He never played a full season. So now we're trading for Jimmy Butler, but not to keep him, to move him somewhere else.
Yeah,
right?
But you're not getting no first-round draft picks for Jimmy Butler. I don't care who it is.
I'm saying they don't have to give a first round, but the thing that you would get back Ben's expiring contract. And they can get from up underneath Ben. And we all know everybody in Brooklyn won't be in the hell up out of there. All Ben doing is showing up on the sideline and shooting around in the practice facility and, making threes and shit.
That's actually not true. I've been watching that's actually not true.
Oh, he's not even showing up for that now?
No, he's playing. He's playing and helping them win. He's playing.
Yeah, he's actually been playing. Yeah, he actually ain't been doing that bad. But it's just like he plays for about 17 minutes a night, goes out there, does this amazing stuff, and it's like, that's enough, guys. I'll check y'all later, going back on the bench.
Yeah, but if you really think about it,
the coach is the one, because the medical staff is basically nursing him through this, because again, the young man does have a bad back. Okay, let's stop ignoring the fact that he has a bad back. Okay?
I'm not speaking about the injury stuff. It's put like this. If you went to anybody in Brooklyn and asked them who's the most vilified person in Brooklyn and they want off their team, it's Ben Simmons.
Yeah, anywhere Ben Simmons is, everybody wants him off the damn team. He got a back problem. He got no spine.
The Nets could have been traded Ben Simmons. They chose not to. They got a coach who actually likes him and is working with him. Okay, so can we update the resume? Can we update the resume on Ben Simmons?
I'm just saying, ain't no updating on Ben not making $40 million. But if you went to Pat and say, Pat, you got this expiring contract, and he's gonna get probably an exemption too, and he'll move Jimmy and say, I would get something for him than just flat out releasing him and not getting nothing for him. Because Pat gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna take this trade exemption, this expiring contract, this second round pick, and I'm about to flip it for 3 other players. You know how Pat has always been a wheeler dealer versus just giving up somebody for nothing. Now, if Ben goes there for a cup of coffee, I don't know. I mean, if Jimmy goes there for a cup of coffee, I don't know where he would actually end up because, like I said, deep down, Jimmy Butler is 35 and he's never played a full season. I mean, and he has a bad attitude. So it's like, who are you willing to take on Jimmy Butler?
Ben Simmons is averaging 25 points tonight, 5 rebounds and 7 assists. Okay.
When?
This season.
For the season?
Yes.
Wait, what?
25 minutes or 25
No,
25
points?
minutes tonight, 5 boards, 7 assists.
25 minutes.
25 minutes. Yeah, that's 25 points. Yeah, he
Yeah,
is averaging
I'm just
25
saying,
minutes.
I'm about to,
he's 25 points, 25
See,
minutes.
That's what I said. That's what
here's
I
the
said
thing.
earlier. He's going out there playing like 17, 18 minutes, and he's doing great in those 17, 18 minutes, but that's all he's playing.
He's averaging 6
but
points,
you're
5
not
boards, and
paying
7
him to-
assists.
So he's
How much
being
is this guy
used as a
making?
rotational piece for his defense and his rebounding, which if people would just get off the whole thing, because you know what? 10 years ago, Ben Simmons would be an integral part of winning teams because they didn't want a guy like that to score. They want to play defense, rebound, and pass the ball, which he does. Okay. Now I get that this is a 3-point shooting era and everybody shooting 3-pointers. That's not who the hell he is. Okay.
But you're not paying him $40 million to average 6 points.
He didn't ask them to damn give him $40 million. They offered it to him.
He kind of did.
So he went into the front office with a gun and said, "Give me $40 million."
With not a gun, he had a ski mask on, but no gun. You know, like
you tell me he didn't negotiate his contract.
You know what? Y'all want to blame players for accepting the deal that an organization offers them. Everybody knew who Ben Simmons was when they gave him that damn money.
Dude,
and
I don't care about
that. No, they didn't know this.
Bro, all you had to do was see he went to LSU. He could have went to any program. He went to LSU. That should have told you all you needed to know about him was that he really wasn't about it, but yet they drafted him high and they gave him that big ass contract. He chose to go to LSU and didn't even make the tournament.
He was a victim, brother. He was a victim.
How are
you going to go to LSU and get somebody give him $40 million?
That's my point.
But I'm just telling you, Chandler, real talk.
Get him spoons.
LSU gave him the suit for free.
They
gave him the suit for free at LSU. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the only person that they team want them off of their team worse than Ben Simmons is Zach LaVine. That's the only person ever that they want.
Another one who they gave money to, and they knew who he was, and now everybody
you act like they just handing out $40-50 million contracts and just like, oh, here you go. You can have this money.
About everybody's contract, but they're going out giving these same dudes that nobody made Chicago give Zach LaVine that damn money. Nobody else was offering him that money when he was a free agent, and Chicago said, "We'll pay you."
And the only reason why I say this,
so Zach LaVine's a victim of getting paid.
Dude,
no, the Chicago Bulls are victims of being stupid for paying a guy when they already knew what he was and expected him to change.
Wait, but I'm gonna say this about Jimmy Butler. The only reason why I said he wouldn't get traded for Zach LaVine because he already burnt that bridge over there. That's why I said Ben Simmons. Because Ben Simmons and if put like this, if a team was stupid enough to take Ben Simmons and Zach LaVine for peanuts, they would be shipped out like yesterday. And that's real talk. And the only way you see dudes like that, they get traded before it just get that bad. They go somewhere where somebody wants somebody off their team that bad, they willing to take on Jimmy Butler.
No, I understand that. What I'm saying is we're going to keep blaming players for front offices being stupid.
I don't care about the money. I care about the
contract, man. What are you? Come on,
man.
Man.
Listen. If they offer me $40 million, I can't walk. I'ma sign the damn contract.
Exactly. So you don't act like he's a victim because they offered him the money.
He was smart. They came to him and said, "You want $40 million, and we know you ain't gonna play, and we know you're gonna be hurt." And he said, "Where do I sign?"
There's no way how you gonna make me feel bad for Ben Simmons, man.
No. It ain't about making anybody feel bad. It's about acknowledging the reality that the team made the mistake, not Ben.
Who? Which team?
Yeah, the team made the mistake.
They gave him the $40 million.
No, the Sixers make the mistake.
They,
Yeah, the
they
Sixers make
picked
the
him
mistake. Yeah.
over Jimmy Buckets because Jimmy Buckets is a pain in the ass.
Again, the team made the mistake, not the player.
Dude,
We got to make sure. You got to make sure we assess the blame. If we're going to take this blame part, we got to make sure we assess the blame to the right people.
It's 90% team, 10% player.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Ben Simmons took the contract, but then was like, you know what? I don't feel like playing, man.
They knew who he was when they offered him the contract.
That's
no, he wasn't that guy. When they offered him
like
the contract, he wasn't that guy. He wasn't. He wasn't going to show up to work when they offered him the contract.
Bro, he went to LSU.
Yes.
Right,
yes,
okay.
that's about as dumb as being upset that it's raining outside, but stepping out with no umbrella and being mad that you got wet.
Dude, but
that's
I mean, real
talk.
Dude, let me reel this back in. But real talk, the only way Jimmy gonna get traded, the salaries have to match. The only two people that their team want them literally out the door is Ben Simmons and Zach LaVine. Point blank. So if you got to get the money to match, I could see Brooklyn saying, you know what, he'll come in for a cup of coffee. You take Big Ben and his expiring contract, and we'll sweeten the deal a little bit or something for you. And I can see that. I can see that happening. Or I can even see it be a straight up 3-team trade.
I don't see bringing it back to Jimmy Butler. I don't see Jimmy Butler, Zach LaVine, and Ben Simmons getting involved in a 3-team trade, especially when
the salary's got to match. You can't trade.
I got that.
Yeah,
wait. How about Phoenix? Because they want to get rid of Bradley Beal after Washington gave them that dumbass contract.
But Bradley got a full no trade, and he determined where he go.
Yeah, and the thing is, he only said that he's willing to waive his no trade clause to go to LA and play with LeBron and the Lakers.
Yeah,
I mean, but once upon a time, Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal wanted to go to Miami. So I mean, if you like bring that back to him, that might be appealing to him. I would say, you know what, trade Jimmy Butler to the Wizards. Get Kuzma and some other stuff back, whatever like that. Trade them to the Wizards and be done.
They're not sniffing a playoff anytime soon, and you know
the owner might go to Kyle Kuzma like he did last year and say, "Hey, Kyle, do you want to go to a winning team? I know you don't have a no trade clause, but it's up to you." And then Kyle Kuzma said, "No, I don't want to go to a winning team. I want to stay here."
Yeah,
that man is killing. He is killing it in DC. That man love DC, man. So it's
he do.
Yeah, so he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere.
But the thing is that Jimmy wanted his money. He wanted his contract extension, and they didn't give it to him, and that's why we're here right now. You know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with, getting my love back and all this. Nah, man, dude, you were mad that Pat Riley didn't extend your contract and give you your bread, and now you're acting out, and it's going to be an ugly divorce, just like you guys said.
But here's the other piece of that, Barry. He's got a $52 million player option.
Next, is it a player?
It's a player option. It's a player option.
But he wanted 3 years.
That's not what I'm saying.
He wanted 3 years.
Right. But what I'm saying is whoever trades for him, right? I wouldn't trade for him simply because you think he's not going to pick up that damn $52 million player option?
Yeah, it's a $52 million. It's 52 for 2025, 2026. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Ooh, but he wants 3 years, right?
But he's not going to get it from Miami. But if Miami don't trade him, right? And they keep him, and they keep him, then there's a player option that's going to, he's got the player option. Then they still stuck with another season. He go to another team, he picking up that damn option. So now you stuck with Jimmy Butler.
That's the problem.
$1 million at 36 years old.
That's why that money.
That's why he wanted his. So I'm sorry.
No.
That's why he wanted his contract extension, because that's the only leverage he has. He wants to parlay it into a 3-year deal. If he opts in, he will never get another contract. He will not get another contract.
He might get another contract no matter what. He ain't getting another.
That's what I mean.
Well, I mean, because because of how he's acting, not because he sucks on the basketball floor, but because of how he's acting.
He's older too. He's 36, 37 years old.
35, 36, and he can't stay healthy anymore.
He's 35 right now. His birthday, he just turned 35. His birthday's in September.
If he opts into that contract, he'll be 30 on the back end of 36. Correct.
Yeah. he's suffering the curse of every Marquette 2 guard that has come out and played the way they play, which is they hit around 33, 34, and they body around 32. Actually, they body start breaking down. Happened to Doc Rivers, happened to Dwayne Wade, it's happened to Jimmy Butler. You name a Marquette guard, they don't last long in the NBA once they hit 30, bro.
Dwayne Wade, I think he did all right though.
Dude, but you know
He
what?
did,
I'm gonna
but
tell
his
y'all.
body still started breaking down, is my point.
Hey,
Yeah,
so
but like after he won 2 championships, after he never mind.
Yeah.
hey, but
Yeah,
you know
they
what?
shouldn't have gave him that contract. I don't know why they.
Hey,
It's his fault. They gave him a contract.
So I wanted to put this out there too. This is why another reason why I think Pat would do that deal, right? Because not only do you take on Benz and his expiring contract, if you cut Jimmy has a $48 million cap hit.
Mm.
You're not taking that cap hit by cutting him. You'd rather trade him and take on an expiring contract than to cut him.
I think their best bet is Phoenix, honestly. I think their best
They
bet is
need him.
But the only
They
way
need him, Chandler, because like they are a soft team. But
Yeah.
if you swap Beal for Jimmy buckets, now you got some toughness. You got some playoff grit team.
Well, and they got to get rid of Nurkic too, because that his bum ass, they done already put him on the bench. So
We're sitting here spitballing Phoenix. Do you honestly think that KD, Devin Booker, and Jimmy Butler are gonna mesh? Let's keep it a beam.
Better than the three of Beal and with Beal. I'd rather have Beal than Butler.
No, KD don't care about nothing. We all know that KD just come there and hoop. He don't give a damn what's going on. So
he don't.
It's Jimmy Butler and Devin Booker, and I think them two can get along for half a season.
But you know what I'm gonna tell y'all, and that's just me. Hey, I'm not gonna ruin it for tomorrow night. But you know why that Bradley Beal trade don't happen?
Why?
Because the Houston Rockets got the goddamn Suns in a damn hostage situation. It's Dak Prescott all over again.
Yeah, they got him in the box. Yeah.
Yeah. We got him in a chokehold over here. What is it? Hey, we're gonna use the wrestler reference. They in a sleeper hole over here, man.
Yeah. There you go. I know you
want to talk about draft picks.
We holding all their draft picks for about 10 years.
We got all their draft picks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
You got them all.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got them all.
Yeah. We got them. We got them hostage over there.
Wow.
And ain't nobody gonna be willing to trade taking on Bradley Beal contract with no draft picks coming in return.
Yeah, no draft picks coming through, and that's why I can't make a move. Everyone wants to go to LA with LeBron, but they got no collateral. They got nothing to trade. What are you going to trade? Austin Reeves?
I mean, that's who everybody and their mother wants. They want Austin Reeves.
Wow.
They want.
Go ahead. Why?
Again, you're talking to the wrong one. But everybody wants to do business with the Lakers when Austin Reeves, and I'm not sure if Austin Reeves got pictures of people he shouldn't have pictures of. But
that's the only asset
they do not want to give him up at all. And here's the thing: let's keep it a beam. If you're the Los Angeles Lakers, right, you have an opportunity to get a legitimate big three in LA. With Jimmy Butler, with LeBron James, with AD when healthy.
And you got the young kid Connect, who's really good.
You got Dalton Connect who can shoot. Mm-hmm. You got Rui who's playing well. And the only way you can make that happen is to give up Austin Reeves. And LeBron and company are saying, no, make that make sense.
I don't know, bro. They really love them some Austin Reeves. I don't know why.
I mean, listen, he's a nice player. He's not worth keeping. You know, it's kind of like when the Knicks, you know, the Rockets did that poison pill. You know what I mean with my man from the Knicks. So I don't know. I feel like.
What about Milwaukee?
The Lakers have no assets.
Oh no, no, Milwaukee.
What about Chris Middleton?
No.
No,
he wouldn't. No.
I mean, he went to Marquette. That's in Wisconsin.
Okay, but so he's not gonna be playing for Marquette. He's gonna be in a team with Giannis, who he hates, and Dame Lillard, who he also hates.
And Doc Rivers, who that's dangerous. That's dangerous. I mean, that's almost as funny as him going to Dallas to punch Luka in the face, because the moment he got off the plane in Milwaukee, it's on site with them three.
I'm here for it, though. I'm here for it.
Mhm.
Milwaukee needs
the
help.
Austin Reeves trade
Milwaukee needs
because,
help.
as
From
we
a
all know,
basketball standpoint, that trade makes sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just everything else doesn't make sense.
dude,
But
I would make
Milwaukee
that
needs to
Austin
make a
Reeves
move
trade.
because they're struggling. I don't like
Huh?
to see Milwaukee.
Now I say I would make that Austin Reeves trade because, as we know, all LeBron teammates get better when they leave him. That dude might got 25-point game tonight
That's
in
why
him.
they don't want Reeves to go nowhere.
Hey,
Mhm.
hey, he might be scoring 30 a night out there. You know,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Freedom.
Kuzma. Hey, look, hey. But yeah, dude, like I say, man, I think it's one of them situations where Pat's gonna have to give up his hard knock stance on something because at the end of the day, Pat's not the owner, and the owner's gonna be like, "Look, I'm not taking no $48 million cap hit because of you
He
and your
might
feelings."
Mickey Harrison is one of the richest men in the world.
Yep.
He does not care about the luxury tax, never has, never will.
Nope.
So it's like if Pat Riley can propose something that's somewhat feasible to Mickey Harrison to eat some of this money, he'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
eat some of it, but not all 48 million.
Pat's a part owner. Pat be like, listen, I'll take the hit personally. We gonna screw him over.
Hmm.
The thing is, like, just keeping the whole buck and bringing it back around. I don't think they're going to have too much of a choice, to be painfully honest with you, because again, unless you find another dance partner to dance with or dance partners to dance with, where the money is making sense, I don't see a scenario where Jimmy Butler gets moved. So he either needs to play ball there, which we don't all suspect it's not going to happen, or his season's over. He can go to Miami and go swimming and do whatever he needs to do and just
Yeah.
train and prepare. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
it's crazy.
I got one last thing to say about this, and then we can move on or whatever like that. I can see a scenario in which Jimmy Butler comes back, plays one game for the Heat, drops like 37, and like you know, like just goes out, and they're like, okay. And then
I'm
they
done.
just and then some team will be stupid enough, like the Pacers will be like, maybe we could use
Oh,
maybe we could use
Ooh.
that Jimmy Butler.
Ooh. Okay.
yeah, the Pacers.
Now you're thinking
Mhm.
of, okay, the Pacers are not a bad move.
I want
Because
to
they
say that
took
for
Um,
they
last.
took what's
I
his
was holding
name?
on to that. I want to say that for last. I want to walk off with that. Yeah.
Yeah, they took what's his name who was injured and they just kept paying him. What's my man name?
okay.
The small forward. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
The only way
For
I
the
would see it
Pacers?
not,
Yeah.
the only way I would see him not fitting in with the Pacers is because they literally running up and down the court, and Jimmy gonna want to slow the ball, and he gonna be like, "Hell no, Jimmy, get the running."
I
But then
want
who
to
would you?
see. I want to see he and I mean, again, we're speculating, but he and Halliburton might actually work. But the problem I have with the Pacers is this: they play no defense
Well,
because Rick
No,
Carlisle doesn't know how to coach defense.
and
but
Rick
they
Not
hey,
Carlisle. Oh, Rick Carlisle and Jimmy gonna fight. Because Rick Carlisle know how to
No. So it'll be a thing where either they're best buddies or they're bitter enemies. You know,
Yep.
it might be one to like he might be like, you know what, I like this Carlisle. Coach Carlisle's all right, me, or he might be like, you know what, oh, we got to fight. And Rick Carlisle, you know, you remember Rick Carlisle as a player?
Yeah.
He'll fight him. He'll fight Jimmy
Yeah.
Butler. He don't care.
Oh yeah.
He'll square up fight with him. Yeah. So it's like, but I was holding on to that for the end. I was like, I think the Pacers are a team we should look out for that might get into Jimmy Butler stuff.
That's actually smart. Yeah.
that's
hey,
actually
Steve,
not
you
a
know
bad
what?
move there.
You put something on my brain real quick, Steve, and it's gonna be my final take on the Jimmy Butler too. Let me tell you who would be another sneaky ass team: the Thunder, bro.
No, no,
All those,
Mm-mm,
no,
dude,
no,
all
mm-mm.
those young
Nuh-uh.
cats, and they
no,
play
No,
deep.
no,
the vibes are too good. The vibes are too immaculate
no.
in
Yeah.
It
OKC
is.
right now.
It is.
Whatever they got going is going way too good
Yeah.
for Jimmy Butler to come in and mess it up.
They need
But
they need
but
another
they need a
rebound. That's all
but
they're missing,
they
really.
need an adult. They need another adult in the room too. They hella young. They need
I don't
somebody with
think they
playoff
do.
experience.
I don't think they do.
And
I don't think they do, bro. Like,
They,
I
I
mean,
think they
They
mature. I
need
think they
Chet
matured
healthy.
enough last year. They
Yeah.
matured enough last year where I don't think they need a adult in the building anymore because they went through it. They've been through it, and then now they're coming back like harder.
but
And I don't think they need
I think
that
they
adult
hungry,
in the
but I
room
think they
like
need
that.
I think that real talk, dude. They need another proven scorer. Jimmy, the load ain't on you. They sitting on everybody named mama's draft picks, so they can be like, "Hey,
mhm.
Pat, take two of these first round draft picks that we didn't plan on using no way, and just integrate him in." I mean, like I said, Jimmy plays D, and Jimmy wouldn't have no problem going to a team that play hella D. he ain't got the load on him, and you just come in and make that last championship run.
They
Nobody on that
33
team is making no real money, by the way.
They 33-6 right now, number one in the Western Conference. You want to bring in a guy who's a malcontent and a problem,
and that when Holmgren, and they doing this Holmgren right now. When Holmgren come back, him and Hart
you become less of a malcontent when you're on a winning situation and they're not asking you to do everything. And I think that's why it was.
No. The Miami Heat right now, 20-18, in the thick of things in the Eastern Conference. The only reason why Jimmy Butler is pissed off like he is because of finances, not the fact that the Miami Heat are 20-18.
But do you think Miami had a championship team right now? No. Jimmy is as happy as.
They have the ability right now to go on a run because we've seen them do it.
Yes,
dude. We literally talked about playoff Jimmy. Mm-hmm. We talked about that on the show. Mm-hmm. So if you got the Thunder and they said, look, Pat, you take a couple of picks, Jimmy, we gonna hash it out. You come over here. You ain't got to play every game. You're getting older. You can rest. We need playoff Jimmy. And the team
who are you trading? Who are you trading? Because they don't have anybody making any money. Who are you trading?
They can package that some kind of way, dude. They can package that some kind of way.
They had to get another team involved.
Exactly.
And maybe Ben Simmons gets involved.
But what's the
there you go.
If that's the case, then we might as well talk about Charlotte, and we may as well go Jimmy Butler for LaMelo Ball.
Dude, but Charlotte ain't sitting.
LaMelo Ball's an all-star.
My man playing fantasy basketball over there.
Dude, but I'm saying real talk. The scariest thing about the Thunder is that they still sitting on like 20 draft picks. That's the scariest thing about them.
But
how many times have we seen a team willing to give up a chunk of their draft capital to put another star on their team?
But that's not how the Thunder operate. That's not how Presti works. That's not how
Sam 1 year works, bro. Basically, you get a 1 year out of Jimmy.
That's not how Sam Presti works.
I mean, honestly, I see where you're trying to weave this. But you gotta understand how OKC moves, and you gotta understand what OKC is currently doing. Like if OKC was sitting where the Lakers at right now, 20-17, your argument makes more sense. But the fact that they're number one in the Western Conference with the pieces they have without Chet Holmgren, they're not going to do nothing.
Nope.
Especially at a malcontent and Jimmy Butler, who they know they're going to have to shell out a ton of money for to keep happy. And that's before he gets on the floor. They don't have to pick up that contract, or he's not going to even get on the plane and go out to Oklahoma City.
I can see it happening, though. I can see it.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you what. Again, as a resident,
because we've seen it. We've seen it happen so many times.
Again, I mean, as a resident OKC hater, aka Seattle Supersonic hater. Again, if Jimmy Butler can go in there and mess up whatever they got going on, I'm all for it.
I mean, but think about it. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see it happen either. But how many times have we seen these teams and they got a really, really good team, and they say to themselves, you know what, we need to add one more piece that'll put us over the top. And we all know playoff Jimmy is real.
He's like Jimmy. Oklahoma City's not going to do that. Sam Presti is not going to do that, bro. If it was another GM, I would agree with you. Sam Presti don't move like that.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I mean, we're sitting here spitballing GMs that could possibly make that move and not go crazy. Don't forget about Danny Ainge right now out in Utah.
I mean, but the Jazz stink. The Jazz stink.
Yeah, I know they do.
Yeah, but Danny would make that trade because he's been trying to get rid of Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler all year.
Oh, yeah. No, but he would not trade Markkanen. He would not.
Yes, he will.
We tried to get Markkanen.
Yeah, the Rockets tried. The Rockets tried hard, and he was trying to Danny didn't budge.
No, he was not budging.
You know he loved draft picks, and Stone was like, "Hey, Danny, we got some draft picks. We know you love draft picks," and he was like, "No," and it's like, "Well, all right, well, okay."
We offered that dude like what was it, like 4 or 5 draft picks for Markkanen?
It was four draft picks.
It was 4.
4 first-round draft picks, and he said no.
So from last year to this year, now he's in love with Markkanen because last year he was ready to give up on Markkanen.
He didn't want to get
Markkanen had the season he had. Dude, Markkanen had a crazy season last year, dude. And I would look, hey,
that boy's good. Markkanen is good, man. That's what I'm saying.
See, You gonna have me spilling over to tomorrow night. I'm gonna say this to tomorrow
All
night,
right.
man. We're gonna say this.
Yeah, it's like this is getting too close to my some stuff I want to talk about tomorrow night too. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a bow out.
To be
All right. Well, with
continued
that being
tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern.
the launch pad will blast off, and believe me, we got a lot to talk about. I'm looking forward to that one, talking with these two
Fucking
guys here, and
jazz
then
stink.
Hey,
Fucking
we
remind
jazz.
me of
gotta,
that so I can watch that, man. Somebody
yeah,
send
definitely.
me a text or something. Remind me about that
We
so I can
got
watch.
I got
we
you.
got a new
I got
guy.
you.
We got a new guy coming in the mix, man. So I'm looking forward to
I got
seeing my man
Oh,
Jesse
God.
pop in, and it's gonna be fun.
Ratings
It's
in
gonna
the
be fun.
toilet talking about the Rock. No one's scared of that
Okay,
shit.
okay.
Do we want to talk about this mix
I'm
show?
gonna wait, I can't wait to get my
Do we
Knicks show
really
back.
want to go there, bro? Do we
What?
really want to go there? But yeah, dude,
Say
like
what?
I say, man, we're gonna see about this tomorrow night. But I think Jimmy gonna get moved, man. It's gonna be some gonna shake. Some gonna shake out there.
It's gonna be crazy.
I
And
mean,
it's gonna probably
again,
be I real talk, I think it'll probably be one of these things where it be like Jimmy Butler gets traded in a 4-team trade and Ben Simmons gets moved and
14.
Zach
Zach
LaVine gets
LaVine gets
moved.
traded. LaMelo
Yeah.
Ball gets. It's gonna be a 14-team trade.
it's gonna have to
Oh
be something
man,
because
look,
honestly, I just don't see
uh,
a 1v1 trade going on
I'm
here.
put like this. And real talk, people may talk about them Hornets, but when it comes to LaMelo Ball, you got to pry him from the cold dead hand. They is not trading that dude up out of there.
Well, because
I mean,
he's the
he's
only reason people come to watch the damn team.
I don't know because
and
Miller coming along too, bro.
he only got 8 wins, so
Which
I mean,
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it ain't resulting in wins, but they're exciting as hell. You
Yeah,
know
they
what I'm
are.
saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which we would have
but
drafted.
anyway,
They're a Mike D'Antoni team. They're really exciting and don't win a damn thing.
oh, wow. With that being said, I wanted to stay with basketball for a quick second. I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but the WNBA is coming out with a 3-on-3 tournament joint, which I think is kind of cool.
Oh, the Unrivaled. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Did you
So
guys?
that's not affiliated with the WNBA, is it? Unraveled is a totally different thing by
It's
itself,
a
right?
different thing, but it's players from the WNBA that actually
WNBA,
own
right?
it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Brianna
W Big Three.
Stewart,
And
Brianna Stewart and these girls. Season kicks off next week. Actually, wanted to throw this around real quick. We don't got to spend a lot of time on it because I definitely want to get you guys out of here a little early on tonight. But want to spin this around. Steve, talk to me, man. How you feel, man?
Yeah, so like I actually am looking forward to this because for two reasons. One, I mean, more basketball is good, is better for me. So like give me more basketball, yes, all the time. And the second thing is after look, and I don't want to get political here and I don't want to bring down the vibes of that, but after what happened with Brittany Griner and all that bullshit in Russia and stuff like that, I don't want those ladies having to leave home for any kind of like things like
Mm-hmm.
this. So the more expansion teams in the WNBA, the more things like this unraveled stuff, the more reason for them to not have to go over to China or Russia or wherever like that or Turkey, whatever like that. So I'm all for this, and I think in this format, in this 3-on-3 format, it'll be exciting. Just because it'll be different, something new. I'm all for something new. And I think it is a situation where I hate to bring her name up, but it's like Caitlin Clark. It's like more people are watching women's basketball. It's the Caitlin Clark effect, whether you like it or not. So this will I mean, I don't think she's playing in Unrivaled.
no,
I
she's
don't
not.
She's
think.
not.
She's not.
So I think people gonna be looking for her, and she's not gonna be there, and people gonna be disappointed probably. But I feel like just the base that she's laid, and more people watching and caring about women's basketball. I can't wait for it. I think Unrivaled will be great. I mean,
Yep.
it's in a situation where it's kind of like the UFL,
Mhm.
type thing where it's like it's look, it's more basketball. Just like the UFL is more football. Is it high quality football? No, but it's more football. You know,
Mhm.
but so like I'm excited to see what happens with the Unravel moving forward.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, man. To your point, Coach. Anytime basketball's on the screen, and I have an opportunity to watch it, I'm all in. I don't care if you're, man, female, and some of these girls, man, they hooping. Again, to your point, again, Coach, you on one with no face today. Anytime we can have our athletes stay here locally and still make a couple bucks and perfect their game, and hopefully the injury bug stays away, because training camp for these ladies is coming around the corner here, really soon for the WNBA season. I'm all for it, and they're talking about having playground style. Playground style games. Just again, there's some money to be involved, so I'm all for it. Villain, you've been awfully quiet up there for a minute. Thank the Lord Jesus above. But I didn't know if you caught a look at this, or have an opinion on this unrivaled 3-on-3 women's basketball, league that's about to drop here in a couple days.
I hate you, serious. Listen,
Love you.
I love you. No, that's for the wrestling show. We gotta say that for the wrestling show. No, listen, I think it's a great idea. I think Coach hit on a great point that these girls don't make them enough money in the WNBA and don't have to go overseas to get that check. I just, what I read about it is that the rules aren't going to be the same as the Olympic rules, which I kind of had a problem with. I like the 3-on-3, but some of the rules were kind of wonky just in the traditional way. You play pickup ball with your friends 3-on-3. So I think they're going to address that. But I like having an avenue for these women to, go out there, earn some cash in the off season, not have to risk some subs going overseas and doing it. I think it's going to your point, it's going to bring attention to the women's game. That's basically the name of the game, to get people's eyeballs on it, to get more attention on the WNBA eventually, and to grow that business that, had been such a lost leader for a while. And now I think it's starting to turn maybe a little bit of a profit. So I'm all for it, man. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm with you on it, man. Larry, talk to me, my guy. How you feel, dude?
I mean, I'm put like this, man. You try something, see if it works. If it don't work, you know what happened? You tweak it. If it still don't work, you revise it. If it still don't work, then you stop doing it. I mean, I kind of looked at it from a different lens, I guess, than what y'all looked at it from. One, I looked at it from the lens of, what are you guys going to do when Olympics run around? And remember how that was an issue. They were like, no, the Olympic team, they practice during, the off season. So now when that becomes an issue, what's going to happen? I looked at it from that standpoint. And, when I did see the Unrivaled, come out, the first thing I saw was, I hate to be the dark cloud, but I'll be the dark cloud. They offered Caitlin Clark $1 million and she turned it down. Who knows? Why did she turn it down? We'll find out one day. I mean, I'll check it out if nothing else is on, but y'all know me. I'm going to be watching Cooper Flag, by the way. If y'all ain't caught Cooper Flag, man, he is must-see TV, brother.
Nobody cares about that dude, man.
Hey, look.
We're not talking about that right now, bro. Save that for college basketball.
Hey, we can Hey, they on right now, and they killing Miami. Dude, Cooper Flag, bro. Cooper Flag is going to be what I'm going to be watching.
Okay.
Yeah, Cooper Flag is him, man. He is him.
Hey, boy. Hey, look, when you break the Duke record, bro, Cooper Flag.
No one cares about Duke.
Hey, Cooper Flag.
Exactly.
Cooper
Random
Flag
spoons.
Dude, when the last time you seen? When the last time you seen the number one recruited player come into a position and actually show why he was the number one player?
Zion, I've seen it a bunch of times, so
Yeah, I say when was the last time?
Zion Williamson.
Yeah, another Duke player, by the way.
Yeah, I know we ain't talking. I know we're not gonna waste time talking about that.
So what I think about the Unrivaled, I think part of the reason that, since he wants to bring it up, Caitlin Clark didn't sign was at the time that she was being harassed by that perverted, lecherous 55-year-old.
Right.
Okay. And what is it with these grown-ass men harassing college basketball? So the same thing happens with Paige Beckers, another 50-something-year-old dude. Yo, my man, get a life, son. Get a life and stop harassing fucking young women online. Sorry, Mrs. Jordan, but come on, man. You're 50 years old. What you harassing some young girl for? You ain't got nothing better to do. Apparently, you ain't got nothing. Get something better to do. Okay? Anyway, But with the Unrivaled thing, I like it. They're on TNT, so you know there's going to be backing for it. They got Candace Parker leading the analyst team, okay, which is huge for her, and it's huge for TNT, and it's huge for women's sports, period. Because we know Candace talking NBA. She's talking Unrivaled. So it's great. Every single other star has signed on to this. Cameron Brink actually being with the Lunar Owls, which is one of the teams, and working out with them, what has helped her rehab. And I think another thing this can do for some of these players is, being with them, doing this in the summertime, it can help with rehab. It can help keep them in shape.
It can elevate their game.
Yeah, and it's going to tweak. Angel Reese is playing. It's going to tweak. They're going to tweak the 3-on-3 Olympic rules. By the way, they're going to tweak those. They've already talked about that. So I think this is great for women's basketball.
Yeah. I love it, man. It's going to be fun to sit down and watch it. I'm looking forward to just kind of seeing how this thing unfolds. With that being said, I'm gonna get you guys out of here a little early tonight. I definitely got to prep and get ready for tomorrow's launch pad, and my son is acting stupid. So, with that being said,
we already know you got to have your minute before you put out your Steelers venting session.
He got
he got to get all of his woosah together right quick.
Right.
Yeah, he has to go to a different wing of the house because he knows.
I do. I'm not gonna hold you. I really do. With that being said, CK, man, thanks for popping on with us, my guy. Give me a plug and a shout out as we shut it down, big homie.
As I always do, 988 option 1. If you're a veteran, even if you're not a veteran, 988 works. You just need somebody to talk to. If you want to shoot the crap, want to find out about resources, anything like that, dial the number. 22 veterans commit suicide every day. We still need to get that number down. And you know what? We need to get that number down. So choose life. And Deontay Johnson, you are still the biggest dumbass I have ever seen.
He's special. Later on, appreciate you, big dog. Larry, you know what I'm saying? We'll be in the building tomorrow. Looking forward to sharing the space with you, good sir. Give me a plug and a closeout. And you shut it down, big homie.
Yeah, man. If anybody in here say it, early in the show, at least 3 or 4 times early in the show, we're gonna be back on tomorrow night with the first launch pad, 8:00 Central Time, 9:00 Eastern Time. Barry, if you ain't doing nothing, man, make sure you tune in. Make sure you wide awake, man, because this is gonna be must-see TV. But I'll say this, right? I'm glad Unc was in the building. I'm glad we got a piece of Steve, man. Me and Unc had a real good conversation the other day. And like you say, if you're a vet, man, check on your vets, man. If you can help anybody out in California, help them out too. Everybody, I think, need a little help right now. But I'll close it up and I'll say this. I'm the Duke guy on the show, but if you're a true basketball fan, Cooper Flag it's rare you see a prospect come out and actually really live up to the bill. The last prospect I saw come out, and it was Zion, and you was like, oh my God, look at what Zion is doing. And Cooper Flag is really, he's a must watch. But yeah, other than that, man, peace, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.
Thank you so much for coming by, my guy, man. Looking forward to sharing the space with you, good sir. Villain, another one in the books, my man. It's fun doing this show with you guys, man. Give me a plug and close up before you shut it down, big homie.
Yeah, shout out to Coach, for coming in. Chandler, always a pleasure. Love doing the show with LG, of course. Just good people, man. It's a good vibe, man. Everybody's feeling what we're doing here. We love doing all the shows that we have, the wrestling shows, the launch pad. We'll be doing a Knicks show probably next month around the All-Star break, so be on the lookout for that. Nothing to recap with the Giants, so don't look out for that show. I'm not going to bug anybody with that garbage. Yeah, man. But It's just nothing to talk about. But listen, Jerry Jones, it's a dead end job. Nobody wants to go there. Just go hire Kellen Moore. Do that. Don't waste our time. Watch some college football on Monday. It's gonna be great. I think it's Monday, right? Monday.
It's Monday. It's Monday.
Yeah, so I mean, you got 2 days of NFL playoffs, then you got that. It's a great time. Go UConn. We here. Huskies in the building.
Appreciate you, my dude, man. Yeah. It's your boy Sirius repping that 412 and the 703, man. It's such a privilege and a pleasure doing this show with these gentlemen every week. As we've already alluded to, tomorrow we have our first episode of the Launchpad right here on the Executives View. Coach will be back in the building. Obviously, Larry be in the building, introducing a new executive to the mix. My man Jesse out there in Houston. Big Rockets fan. Looking forward to chopping it up with him, seeing what his perspective is, man. We're gonna be talking everything Houston Rockets, man. Ironically, we're the second team in the Western Conference, and let's keep it a beam. I did not think we'll be there. And I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. Also, check us out on social media, man. We got a lot of stuff going on social media right now. We got videos popping up left and right. Shout out to the homie Chandler for talking about his New York Rangers on Sunday. That video dropped on Monday. We got some other videos that are in the pipeline, get ready to drop. I'm eventually going to swallow my pride and do one on the Steelers, but I need to make sure I don't use a bunch of expletives. That way my dad will be comfortable showing it to his friends at church. With that being said, God bless. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.